It's your Sleepless God. He's back with another video of what if Asta had the eye of a god. Recap, Asta basically was born with this eye. Same thing basically happened as canon, except now knows how to make a sword with his wind magic and is a little bit stronger than he is regularly in canon. Also, yeah, Asta is a fucking god now. Okay, I might have changed. Okay, I'm gonna change his powers though. His eye and I'm quoting this, has 7 powers in all. And the first one is time stop, so he can stop time. The second one is rewind time, so he can rewind time on a situation, like the entire world. Rewind time on a certain part of his body or into a certain area. So let's say someone spills wine on his fucking nice ass fucking jacket or something. He can rewind time where that, like, the water into the jacket rewinds into the cup. Next one is a double. Well, no, this one is destroy matter. So he can destroy any matter. He cannot change matter. There's a difference. He can destroy it though. He can basically vaporize anything with matter, and that's basically everything. Double anything in size. Basically, let's say all you want. But like, let's say one of his like swords, he can double that in size. Also, he can double size something else, like a person's head, and explode them. He can also teleport, and this last ability, and I just made it up, God mode. What that means is basically he's immortal, can't be damaged, and has infinite, basically everything, speed, attack, everything, for a minute straight. Asta still doesn't have magic though, so just remember that. Let's start this video. As we've also, yeah, he defeated the chain person too, but that guy was fucking lame as shit and didn't matter. As Asta and Yuna basically do their same thing. They train. Asta still meets the sword guy. He does teach him how to use a sword a little bit better. Not as much as Asta was in canon, but still as a little bit better. Yuno starts learning how to use his wind magic a lot more striking, more like no one can see it basically. Using his wind in ways where fast and very, very almost invisible. So quick it's invisible. As they get done with their training, as Yuno has his own little like almost new dress to him. He starts putting on secret weapons in his, like a cloak almost, like small daggers almost, to if he needs to slash with, because he's not fully resembles to his magics. He's not just, okay, I can use everything with magic. No, he knows that some weapons can be very versatile. Also has some some smoke and some magical uh, basically balls. Magical balls. Motherfucker. Can I make, yeah, magical balls. Think of you. You want some magical balls? I'm buying them for. I'm selling them for $1.99. No, but like some magical crystals that he keeps magic in, basically, that he can break at any time and get that magic back, and he can use it. I am making that stuff up, but as Asta does not change his outfit, what I've just said in the other video, long cloak, black, with an eye patch. The eye patch, the cloak does have some tears in it that he had to repatch with other cloth because of the training. And the cloak does also have some weapons in it, but a little bit better. Daggers that he can like just pull out and throw. He has a bunch of stuff that he can use, and just any way possible. As Yuna and Asta start walking to basically the city. Actually, let's back up a couple steps. When Yuna and Asta is basically getting whisked away by basically by the church and by all their family, they're both very high assumed to become knights. Even though is definitely gonna be knight, but no one's like counting out Asta that he's not going to become a knight. Everyone has a little bit of doubt in their heads that like he might not, and that's like the church, like the pastors, their basically dad is praying for, that like maybe, like he's kind of hoping. He's not like praying like, oh, I want my, no, he's kind of hoping like, oh, maybe, like I'm hoping he comes in, but like maybe. No, he has fucking matter, fucking manipulation, shit like that. As they go, same thing basically happens. Desert, landfill. As they basically talk a little bit different though. Like they're not like arguing or yelling at each other. Yuno's basically asking what he did for his training and what he did to like do what he needs to do, because basically Yuno was gone for that entire time. Yuno and both of them are just talking about what they basically did, and as Yuno is basically showing him some small, like hidden daggers, very cheap, I have to say. Like look like it's been paid with some favors and stuff like that. As Asta says, like pulls out one of his daggers, as it looks more nice and clean, because I'm gonna say in this canon, the sword person that he trained with and he basically helped gave him a dagger in return for all the trouble that he was in, basically, and basically said thank you very much for this and gave him this. And it's not anything special or anything, but can be basically put with magic and can make it stronger, faster, and do whatever needed to, but it needs to like pump with magic. As Asta never found used to that, but has realized he can put some of his abilities on it, like around it, to use. So let's say his teleportation, he can put a marker the uh, on the freaking blade and chuck it. So when it like lands somewhere, he can teleport where the blade is, so he'll never use it. Or he can teleport it to his hand and like slash him one, if he needs it to that point. As Asta and finally make it to the city. As Yuno is not the only one that's been looked at by the girls now. Asta's also being looked at by the girls, mostly because of his mysterious vibes. Asta not noticing, noticing but not caring, as both of these and Asta are both cloaked and very like hiding of their almost presences, but they're both walking to they're both walking through the city as the girls are watching them. Is looked at as like a mature young adult, looking like he's like handsome and beautiful, as Asta's more looking for like dangerous because like he has the eye patch and everything. But as they finally go to the Magic Coliseum, that's what I'm gonna fucking call it. As they all basically they enter, as both of them gets checked over by their grimoires, as the person in front is amazed by Yuno's grimoire and a little bit terrified because of like mystery and not understanding what it actually is by Asta's grimoire, because it's a 5-color grimoire with black coloring and like red all over it, but like some of it's like golden and like green. Like we have the front side that's normal from like the Asta's grimoire from the canon, and then we have the back side. It almost like cut in half, where it's like golden and green and like super nice and super clean, and like has like the same clother on it, and it's all nice and green and stuff like that, and the other side is ugly. Like one side is like a demon, and the other side's like an angel or a god. If you can like see the clarification, I'm going to be not amazed at all with you guys. As they let him through, as he walks into the station, as they start the test, as they start, what is their first test anyway? It's as they, I'm gonna say they start with the only test I remember. Wow. They start with just some regular testing. The first test is this the accuracy test, where they have an accuracy, they have a guy, this stuffed god. I'm gonna explain this in a way. Okay, so they have just a stand person, not person, but like just a target for them to hit. As the people walking around watching, some cast fireballs, some cast like ice, and they slash it. Some of them do good, and they actually do water. As we see slash the entire target into half, and like the conductor for the exam is like, right, okay, good. As we look at Asta, it says, can you show me? As Asta just grabs the blade, throws it at the target, and just hits the bullseye. As the testing person looks at him and says, well, we were hoping you would use magic. And as Asta teleports it back into his hand, puts it like away, and he says yes. As the conductor writes like, okay, Asta, blah blah blah, did blah 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 on the testing. Next one, birds, where they check your magic. As everything is the same. Asta still has like, Asta is a little bit different though. Asta still has a couple birds around him, but only like 3. Like they're getting closer to him, but there's like only like a couple around him, because they don't know. They truly don't, because like everything else around this boy is no magic at all. His eye, though. His eye resonates power. Like, so much power that a lot of the birds actually flew away from Asta. And even the birds that are on him are only, like, special birds that, like, actually, wait. The broom test was before this. I'm dumb. The broom test was before this. Asta can't fly for shit. So what Asta did was basically, teleport all the way up to the top level as possible, and stop time for him. Like, stop time for his body. So it looked like he was floating. And after the 15 seconds were done, he basically just teleported, and just keep on teleporting until he could time stop, teleport, time stop, teleport, time stop. Actually, wait, sorry. No, he teleport, froze time when it only long lasts for 15 seconds, stopped. He rewinded time for his 15 seconds again, and then before he falls, he stopped time, rewind time, stop time. So that they thought he was just standing there, basically, like Pain at when at like the end of Naruto when he was floating, basically that. Same with thing, the birds, as I've been explaining, except Nami does, not Nami. What the fuck am I talking about? The Bulls captain does not come down to basically talk to Asta like the way he was. Now the fights. Asta does not have the same dude as he had before, because that guy saw Asta floating in the sky and said, Why not? No. He looked for another person. As Asta actually got, he just basically stand by Yuno for the entire time. Yuno doesn't choose him, of course, because he knows he would get his ass fucking handed to him. He's a little bit knowing that his ass would be handed very quickly by Asta. Because Asta, in Yuno's standards, because he doesn't know Asta's abilities, is so fast. It's just his time stop really, and it's like teleport that Yuno doesn't know when he gets hit. Through his childhood and everything, after Asta opened his God Eye, Yuno could never land a hit on Asta. With any wind, with any magic, every slash, even if it was one of his fastest slashes, even if it was 2 inches from him, he could never hit him. Never. Not a single time did he ever hit Asta. As we see a guy with electric magic, basically, as Asta, one of the greatest, one of the high tier royals, even knowing he was going to be one of the guards, going to be one of the knights, going to be a magic knight, as he asked Asta to battle, as Yuno had 2 people actually asked him to fight, one that was water and one that was earth. As both of them attacked him, as he, what he did was, actually, wait, yes. So one was earth and one was water, as it basically combined together and made like a mudslide, as basically just floated up in the sky. So like the mud would just slam into the wall and basically just wrapped him, basically made wind wires that wrapped around their necks and started slowly choking them until they both gave up. And the captains saw that and were amazed. Because like it was like a matter of like a minute. And these are royals. These are high tier people. So big marks basically. As Yuno's now up, as not Yuno, Asta's up. As Yuno smiles as he sees this electric eye puff up his chest and say, "I hope you're ready for a fight, because this is gonna be done quickly." As he steps on the ground, as he makes like electric wall around him, as he starts, he does like one electric attack. As when like the electric bolt was right at his eye, he stopped time, walked over there, grabbed his like blade, grabbed his giant sword, slashed through the electric field. When the still time stopped, smashed him in the face with his giant blade to knock him out. Put the blade back into his grimoire, shut it, put it into his regular thing. As 15 seconds were done, restarted back. Time restarted. As we just see this royal crumble to the ground. As we see Asta say, "Yeah, it was quick." As Asta looks at the captains and looks over at the Bulls captain, as he's smiling because he knows this kid is going to be destructive. As he walks over back to as the knighting. I want to say a knighting exam, but it's not. As everyone's going into their basically knighting, as everything happens in canon. Walks up and every captain raises their hand as Asta goes up. As is a little bit different from canon. We have a couple of them raise their hands. As Asta takes a deep breath and say, the Black Bulls. As the people that have already raised their hands say, look at Asta. As the Black Bulls captain starts laughing. We all know him. He's laughing as he looks at him and says, as one of the captains say, if you don't mind for me to asking, and this is like the the one that joined, why did you choose the Black Bulls? You're so much prowess. You could have chosen anyone else. And he says, I've heard they have a reputation to be destructive, and I love a little bit of chaos. As Asta looks at the Black Bulls captain, as he looks at him, and both of them smile so grimly that you can smell the death in the room almost, as the entire other captains pray that nothing bad happens. As this is where we're ending off the video, I hope you liked it. Subscribe, like the video, comment down below what I should add or what I should change, and I hope you liked it. See you guys next time.